Tonight on Q2, off the playground and into the classroom.
Too many kids with big behaviors in classrooms and losing the love for learning.
Parents voicing major concerns, saying the district is limiting students' free play. But district leaders say there's an important academic reason behind all of it. We'll tell you why. Plus a 24-hour party.
Sometimes you have to go to big cities for these kinds of experiences, but I just had to set my alarm and get out of bed and drive down to Kirks.
Billings' oldest grocery store now taking center stage for bands and music lovers. And keeping up with the youngsters.
I can walk now. I couldn't walk very well before. This really helped out my quality of life.
Senior citizens across Wyoming proving they can still lift to greater heights. The Sunday MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Andrea Lutz. Tonight, frustration is mounting with School District 2, this time over the amount of free time and in some cases recess children are not getting. It comes at a time when Superintendent Dr. Erwin Garcia is looking to maximize time in the classroom so our younger students do not fall behind. But as our Haley Monaco finds out, parents fear in reality the move will only push children further behind.
Getting out of the classroom and into some fresh air is not only something kids enjoy, but actually benefit from. Now, with a push to maximize learning time, some parents fear their students' time outside is getting cut back. As little minds have been growing in school for the last month, so have parents' concerns.
I went to have lunch with my kindergartner. I was like, what happened to recess?
Matthew and Daisy Onstead have 3 kids in the district, but are also both certified play therapists. He says at his kids' school, recess has been shortened.
Unstructured play is one of the most beneficial things for children.
I think it's unfair. I think we're missing the basic needs that a child needs to be successful.
This school year, Superintendent Erwin Garcia gave schools recommendations. Implement more focus on classroom time.
This year, somebody made changes that force more time at the desk for kids, and the new goals are unattainable.
Time is critical because we don't have much time.
Garcia declined an interview about this specific story, but did say in an interview with MTN News at the beginning of the school year, best practices for curriculum recommend a 90-minute reading block, 30 minutes of writing, a 90-minute math block with 30 minutes of daily activity, or recess.
The kids need 30 minutes of exercise a day, but we don't want that to turn into an hour and a half of recess and transition time.
Transition times, brain breaks, snack times, all things teachers were asked to be mindful of. A sense of urgency being pushed to not waste time.
We all need mental break time, but I mean, if you add snack time to mental break time, so now your time is really running out. We wanted the teachers to be aware that time has to be maximized.
You're going to have kids that simply cannot handle it. You're going to have a lot more breakdowns towards the end of the day.
Pediatric therapist Lauren Burke is already seeing the impacts in her clients.
The changes are causing greater behavioral disturbances in my children that I work with in my job.
Garcia says despite an increase in test scores last year, many schools still struggle with instructional minutes, therefore facing accreditation issues.
We have to adhere to, the administrative rules of Montana, so we have set aggregate hours per grade level that we need to adhere to.
Something that the Onsteads and Burke fear will not be beneficial in the end.
I do want to say a thank you to all the teachers out there and all the principals out there who are trying to make this work, even though the expectations for them are extremely unrealistic.
Garcia says this isn't about increasing test scores, but about increasing proficiency in reading and math. He says to reach out to your student's school if you have any concerns.
A new fire sparks in Sheridan County, Wyoming. It's blown up to more than 500 acres tonight, and officials say that so far the elk fire is 0% contained. That fire is burning in the Bighorn National Forest in very steep terrain with heavy timber and downed trees. And several Forest Service roads are closed to the public as crews battle that fire from the ground and from the air. The Elk Fire is lightning caused, giving firefighters a fight for most of the day yesterday on the north side of the fire. Firefighters, though, are working to protect critical infrastructure that is currently at risk. Oh, right now in Montana, there are just over 30 active fires in the state, with 20 beginning just this week alone. The winds are already creating more challenges for firefighters. And with a first look at the weather on this Sunday, here's our chief meteorologist, Ed McIntosh.
The wind's kicking out ahead of a cold front, but ahead of that front, check out the temperatures that we recorded today. Billings easily setting a new record, 94 degrees, 98 for you in Sheridan. Livingston easily setting a record for the day at 92 degrees. In Miles City, 100 degrees this afternoon. That's not only a daily record for September 29th, but easily the record for the latest in the season that we've seen triple-digit temperatures for Miles City. And those records go back to 1937. I think the old record was on September 16th, so that's almost 2 weeks later. That's also bringing in some problems with fires. This is right around the Elk Fire on visible radar or visible satellite here this afternoon. Forecast coming up.
Billings City Council will open their doors to questions from residents surrounding those high water bills. The council will hold a special session starting at 5:30 at City Hall tomorrow. The move comes as residents are getting water bills as high as $1,000. City leaders continue to say those bills are correct, pointing to the city seeing a 29% increase in water consumption this summer due to high temperatures, leading to more water usage. The city admits the mess has been caused with their vendor having software programming issues, pulling data from the old system to a new system. The Public Works team will be on hand for tomorrow's meeting, and it will be streamed live on Facebook. Kirks Grocery was the first grocery store to ever open its doors to Billings, and today the building still stands. The name lives on, but for the last 6 years, the store has been transformed into a multi-purpose space. Our Marcus Kakova brings us this inside look at the grocery store turned into an art space and its 24-hour anniversary celebration.
Like a great day, you know, a great day. What is it? It is what it is. Like, why was it a great day? Oh, it had a little bit of breeze, and I don't know, had a donut that was good, and, you know, heard a cool new band. Like, you know, I want it to be like that kind of, you know, it's just like the moment that exists.
And that ephemeral dusting of moments is what makes Kirks.
It's Kirks Grocery's 6th anniversary, and this is the second time that in celebration of our anniversary, we've had a 24-hour party.
6 a.m. to 6 a.m., a party for music, meals, yoga, art classes, nearly 24 different events to tell you this is Kirks.
I'd look at it as a community center, a social center.
Punk rock preacher of radical kindness, Shane DeLeon has run Kirks as a creative space with his wife, Mary Serby.
So I'm not really interested in anything of corporate culture.
For the last 6 years, it hasn't mattered what your age or gender or politics or socioeconomic status, the doors remain open to all.
What has interest to me is the things that people around me make.
This is a place where all these friendships revolve around these kinds of around fun, around the arts, around challenging each other with our ideas.
Everybody is allowed to bring their personal experience here.
Kirks is all about trying to make it as affordable as possible for people, but also letting people know that the arts have value.
While this space is not a nonprofit, often barely breaking even, the owners say their aim is to make community accessible through anarchy.
We create a temporary autonomous zone. Create a zone where people can feel freedom inside a system that doesn't allow freedom. The less I try to control Kirks, the better it becomes.
All of this, byproduct of 3 elements left to brew in Shane's mind: punk, travel, and
I didn't see what I thought was the lessons I learned from church. That didn't seem to be the part of religion that people cared about. The ideology is definitely like punk rock and, you know, like anarchism. But that's what I see the Bible as well.
As adventure is not the destination, what makes Kirks truly special isn't the space itself. It's the people who fill it.
Occasionally we still get someone looking for groceries. At this point, I think people really know Kirks Grocery means, you know, community.
Marcus Kakova, MTN News.
come on the MTN 530 News on Q2, in the gym, we're taking you to Wyoming, where senior citizens are staying healthy and impressing one deadlift at a time. The story's next. And later, aiming for $1 million payday, big money at stake as some of the best team ropers visit Billings. Our Scott Breen takes us there in just a bit.
Cute. From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN.